Hello there people of the internet, my name is Owen and welcome to this brand new video. First of all, I ought to apologise. I am sorry if this video seems a bit more poor quality, and the reason why that is because, as you saw in my last video, if you guys haven't already seen, I smashed my Samsung S10 during a recording video that I was recording with my other, well, this Astra should I say, with the sub wires. So that phone is due to get repaired on the 11th of this month, so hopefully we'll be able to do videos with video quality as normal, hopefully soon. If you're wondering what phone I'm using, guys, I'm currently using a Motorola G8, I believe it's called, a Power Light G8, which I only paid 100 quid for, and if the camera quality is actually pretty good, as you guys are seeing now, then I can't really complain for £99 for a phone. Anyways, guys, I will be more on the topic of this phone in a different video. Today, however, we are taking the Astra H, Sarah's Astra H, for its MOT. It's going tonight at about 6 o'clock. It's 5:05 now. I'm just about to go home from work to collect that car and take it to Craig to get MOT'd, and hopefully you'll see me later on in the car past, hopefully. That's pending nothing actually goes wrong with it. Now, we did do a pre-MOT inspection, as you guys seen, and the bits that are going to get replaced are going to get replaced. The car's going to also have a full engine service, and that's hopefully going to quieten down the chain, and apparently the wrong oil was put in the car as well. And looking at the service history of the car, there's lack of service history, so I would only assume that the wrong oil might have either been put in it as a top-up sort of thing. You know, a cheap car, somebody's obviously topped it up now and then when it's low. So right now we're going to drive from Chester back to Wrexham, pick the Astra up and take it to Craig's. Hello there people of the internet, we're back, and we've got the car back as well. So as you can first of all see, you'll see that the boot is completely full of rubbish in Sarah's car. She ain't going to be happy with me. Anyways, guys, I'll get round to why the boot is full in a second. So Sarah's car's been in for the MOT, so it also went in to go and get a service and some bits doing to it before its MOT. See, we've done a few bits to the car. We had the heater controls changed because the control, something wasn't working with the control panel for the heaters and the fans. We've changed that, it works fine now. We've changed bits and pieces in the interior to make it all piano black. We've changed the tyre. The tyre cost us, what, 50 odd quid, something or other. We've changed the bulb in the headlight, which was a pain because you had to take the front bumper off, but we changed that. The horn's working fine now, whereas when we bought it, for whatever reason, it decided not to work. We've changed the drive shaft because the drive shaft was knocking badly. We've changed the track rod end. We've changed the drop link. The car's had its service. So theoretically, the engine should be quieter because it's also had the rocker cover gasket done. And whoever last did the rocker cover gasket almost killed the engine. One of the ports, or a couple of the ports, were clogged up with... Somebody basically oversealed the gasket, basically, and it covered up some of the ports, which meant the engine wasn't running right, hence made it noisier over time because it wasn't getting the oil where it needed to be on the chain. So that's been freed up, or dug out, should we say, and that's working perfectly fine now. But the main thing is, though, and this is the one that's going to save my back on this, which basically tells if I've bought a good cheap car. Now this is, in case you guys already don't know, a 1.4 chain driven non-turbo ASTRA H on a 55 plate. So it's quite an old car. It's 15 years old, well 16. So this is a testament to say whether I've bought a good car or not. Now that being said, if I get the keys, where are they? There they are. 73,000, let me turn that off. 73,547 miles. So it's still considerably low mileage considering, I mean, my Vectra is a year newer than this, and that's over 100,000 miles at the moment. So this is still considered quite low. In fact, the mileage of this car is lower than when I bought the Vectra, so that's a good thing. So the main thing is, did it pass the MOT? In total, with everything, the service, the drive shaft, and bits and bobs inside the car, we have spent, since we've had the car, 400 quid. We spent 400 quid on this car, getting it right. Did it pass the MOT then? It certainly did. It passed with flying colours, guys. The only thing that came up as an advisory on there was an oil leak. That was down to the sump and the rocker cover gasket, which have since been done. So yeah, the car has passed with flying colours, which is fantastic, and Sarah's over the moon with it because this is her car, not mine, remember. But I mean, my Astra sat over there waiting now. She's going to be sat there for a good week. She's nice and clean. We cleaned her yesterday, but she's going to be waiting for a belt on her engine. Great stuff. And again, I apologise if the quality of this video, especially in the audio, sounds crap. Again, I'm using this £99 phone that I bought to try and do some videos still. I mean, I could plug the Rode in, but the Rode's still in my room, so I can't be bothered getting that out at the moment. In fact, this is just going to be a pure test to see what the speaker is like in this phone. And if it sounds really good, then this phone's an ideal candidate to be a secondary camera in the car, which I'm quite excited about, really. So I don't know what the audio quality of this video is going to be like until I go for the editing stage. If it sounds crap, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's see. We're going to turn the car on now and see what the engine now sounds like. Alright guys, you waiting for this? Let's see. Bear in mind, I have not started this car since last night, and I gave it a bit of a drive, so I don't know what this sounds like on startup now, so let's see. 3, 2, 1. Still a bit tappety, but it's had an engine flush, and I tell you what, just sitting like this now, it's a lot quieter. Like right now, I'd be sitting like this, and I could hear it so loud it'd be bloody annoying. But right now, it's fine. Now, of course, the oil is getting around the chain still, so of me revving it like this, you're still going to hear it. But also, the damage has already been done from that port being blocked in the way that the tappets are tapping. But that shouldn't affect the engine for now. It should run perfectly fine. I have been advised to change the oil in this engine in 10,000 miles. So when that reaches 83,500 miles, that's when this is due another service. So this car's going to be sat for a little while anyways, because Sarah can't use this car yet until she's passed her test. But also I was told that when they took the rocker cover off, underneath was all cream, which is quite worrying. So the car's warmed up. Let's see what the engine's like. It's a lot quieter, guys. Listen to it. That is a lot quieter than what it used to be. Now I appreciate this isn't the best video in the world, but it's a video. So let's go to the skip and dump this shit off. So I will be using this car for the next week to tide me over with the Astra. So my Astra needs a new cam belt, and that cam belt's going to cost me 350 quid fitted, which is nice. But then again, it is on 65,000 miles, and they recommend the interval with my engine, which be the 1.6, the A16 XER, I think, is that you change it after every 64,000 miles, sorry, after every 100,000 miles, or 6 years, whatever comes first. Now my car's 6 years and 6 months old. I don't really want to risk it, so I'll be using this to get to work. I filled it up with fuel yesterday. It's had its service, it's got a 12-month ticket on it, and the car drives straight as a dime. I honestly can't express enough, right, that I bought this car for Sarah off a friend of mine, and I knew it was a good car from the day I drove it. And yeah, there was a few problems, like there was a knock on the passenger side, which turned out to be a couple of things. It turned out to be the drop link wasn't really good enough, and the fact that the drive shaft was completely goosed and was bodged, in fact, as you saw when Jethro took it off. The Jubilee clip was replaced by cable ties, so that wasn't really practical. But I tell you what, I know this thing's only a little tiny 1.4 with 73,000 miles on the clock, but I tell you what, I would daily drive this myself. And I know I haven't got a quick car anyways. My Astra is a 1.6 and is in fact heavier than this car. But this car just, it drives so nicely, you know. The seats aren't worn. You know, I've seen newer Astra H's like this with very worn seats in newer ones of these. And this being a 55 plate, the seats are so comfy. And most of the Astra H's I sit in, and I remember a Mate's 06, one that I mentioned in a previous video, right? The seats were rock solid on that thing. And I couldn't see myself driving that, but this is just so smooth, it's so comfortable, the gearbox is really good. This car's only had 3 service stamps in its life, but I've got to say, this car, I don't know what it is, but it's just proven the fact that you don't need to buy a car with loads of service records. I mean, with a classic car, for an example, an old car, like my Corsa is a prime example. I had hardly any records from 1998 when that car was made. I only had a few receipts with it, and that car runs like a dream. Yeah, it's had a few issues, primarily down to me, that's my fault. But this car hasn't had many receipts with it. It has new brakes, that's a given. The brakes are amazing. The steering is amazing. The car has been well looked after, but proof of work being done to it is just not there. Now my Vectra, I tried with that one, although I didn't know much with cars back then, but that car I bought had hardly any receipts with it, and that car failed on me miserably, with the gearbox being the specific thing that broke. I've got to remember there's stuff in the boot, it's flying all over the place. I do like this car. I wish I had this as my first car. I can officially say I'm good at buying second-hand cars, because this is fantastic. It's got so much life to live yet. I mean, I thought the chain, and it was my mistake, I thought the chain was completely done. But obviously not. Good car. Good car. Well guys, that's it for today's video. The Astra is now empty and the car drives amazing. The car's passed its MOT, everything's working, the car's been serviced, it runs fantastic. It's ready to now go back to Sarah. Now the only thing is though, is now we've got to wait till lockdown ends to go and get our dear friend Fuming back. But I think I'm actually going to miss this car. It's been a good little car. I'm going to drive it for the next week to make sure everything's fine. You know, not only that, saving mileage on my Astra with the way the belt is at the moment. You know, I don't want to risk my engine. But this car's now perfectly safe. It's perfectly working, all in good order, ready for me to go to work in. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, I shall see you in the next one.